afternoon, evening, and welcome to the Citrix Converge 2021 session on how Flexxible IT took their digital well-being web app to a micro app. My name is Webster. I'm the field CTO for Flexxible IT, and our agenda for today is we're going to cover what is a micro app, the overview of the Flexxible IT digital well-being web app, and then how we took that web app to a micro app, and then why you should consider a micro app. So first, let's define micro app. What is a micro app? A micro app is a small, task-specific application that delivers highly targeted functionality. And there are examples. Citrix uses things like creating a time entry or entering an expense or maybe requesting PTO, or in Flexxible's case, checking on your digital well-being. Now, when you look at the resources for a micro app, Citrix will tell you that micro apps are low code or no code. Now, while it's true, you may not have to write hundreds or thousands of lines of code in like PowerShell or Python or C# or any of the other programming or scripting languages out there, you still need to know some basic software development terms and skills. For example, you're going to need to know how to register to access a vendor's API and REST API. They're going to give you an API key for validation or authentication. And you're going to need to know the difference between GET, PUT, HTTP access. Now, don't worry about all of that because it's really not that hard, because prior to recording this video a week ago, I didn't even know what a micro app was, or how to create one, or what they were actually used for. So all of this stuff about API and REST API and API keys and authorization and validation and GET, PUT, HTTPS access, a first-year junior developer fresh out of university should have all the skills that are required. So let's take an overview of the Flexxible IT digital well-being web app. Well, first, let's define digital well-being. I like the definition that our new CMO, Pete Downing, came up with, where digital well-being is the ability to balance your work life with your home life and eventually balance hybrid working. Because right now, there's a lot of work from home because of COVID, or that's just the way you are. Me, I've been work from home for 14 years. So this new work from home initiative that a lot of people had because of COVID is not new to me. I've been doing it for 14 years. Now, the reason Flexxible is concerned about digital well-being, well, mainly because of workers like me. I get up early in the morning, I go to the gym, come home, and I'm usually in my lab or office working about 5 a.m. and I don't end till about 5 or maybe 6 p.m. So I'm one of these people who will work 10, 12, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, because, well, that's just me. But that's not actually good for an employee to be constantly working 10, 12, or more hours per day. So digital well-being, we want to be able to balance your work life and home life. Now, one thing Flexxible IT is not, is we are not spies. So digital well-being by Flexxible IT, we protect the privacy of every employee. We will make no screenshots, we don't do any key logging, and we do not record anything. We allow your employees to decide how they share, because the goal is simple. We want to help organizations help people. Help your employees find their digital well-being. Well, let's take a quick look at our digital well-being web app. So here we can see we have an activity index and we have a wellness index. So we're keeping track of things that your employees are doing, but then you also need to have some balance. You need to be able to take breaks. You need to be able to go out and exercise and disconnect from work. So for me, I start work about 5, and because I'm in the United States and Flexxible IT, the home office is in Barcelona, Spain, I'm an early morning person. So getting started at 5 a.m. is noon in Barcelona. So I don't mind going ahead and getting on meetings, but usually about 10 a.m. my time, I go out and I take a 2 mile walk just to get out of the office, get some fresh air, some sunshine, some breeze, and just go out there and just listen to my Dave Ramsey podcast and just get away from the office. And well, if you've ever read anything on my website or any of my social media, I've got Sophie. Uh, she comes up and she wants to go outside. So I go outside and walk around with her. So I'm taking all these little 10, 15-minute breaks throughout the day. And then this gives me a chance to go through and put in here my meetings, my breaks, and all this stuff. And we also allow you to keep up with all the different devices. So we've got clients for Windows, for Macintosh, for Android, and I'm hoping we're working on one for iOS because when I walk, I have my iPhone in my pocket and it's keeping track of my steps and my distance I've walked and stuff. And I would love for that to be able to just go right into our digital well-being app. So when you have multiple devices and you're active on those multiple devices, we will list all those devices here. And then here we are actually showing different things. Now I'm colorblind. Hopefully you're not, and you can actually see all the different colors and what all the different colors mean. And in here, you can go in and actually set up the time that you actually spent out walking or taking a break. So our journey from a web app to a micro app, it's really not that complicated. Like I said, a first year junior developer fresh out of university should be able to do this for you in less than a week. So here is the Citrix Cloud interface where you access your micro app service and ask for a trial. So you'll see micro apps and then click manage, and then you ask for a trial and get it added to your Citrix Cloud account. And then here's the main Citrix Microapps interface, and this is where you can create new integrations and apps. So you'll notice over on the left, we've got the Add Integration button. And when you click on that, you can select if you want to create a new integration from stuff that Citrix has already provided, or create an HTTP integration to a web service, or import a previously configured integration. And then here's the first configuration of the HTTP integration. This is where you select your base URL of the REST API you want to query. Now remember, your junior developer is taking care of all of this technical stuff for you. And then here is the configuration of Flexxible IT's Digital Wellbeing Micro App, where we specified our API key, our customer ID, because remember, I told you have to register at the vendor you're wanting to integrate with. They're going to provide you with an API key for authentication. And here's where you'll provide the API key and your customer ID and then your base URL. And then here's a quick example of how Flexxible IT transforms the data we receive from the API to the Citrix micro app table. And then here is Citrix Workspace, because your central activity place in Citrix is going to be your Citrix Workspace app. So you'll tie in all your micro apps, your published applications, published desktops, all go in here. Now, if we over on the left, if we click the actions, we can see that we had the my personal digital well-being, and dependent upon your role in the company, you can have access to the organization's digital well-being dashboard and or your team's digital well-being dashboard. And then here is our micro app. It's showing the exact same information as we showed in the web app. And then here we can see the web app on the left, the micro app on the right. And as you can see, it's the exact same information. Why is it the same? Because both of them are using the same REST API. We're pulling data from the same source of information. Now, why a micro app? Well, friction. When I gave you examples of Citrix gives, like entering time, entering an expense, requesting PTO, or checking on your digital well-being, you want to make that as easy as possible for your employee. For example, I was doing a project for a vendor, and I had to use the Citrix Workspace app. And then at the end of the day, in order to enter my time, I had to go to log into the Citrix Workspace app, use my published desktop, wait several minutes for it to load, then launch my browser, then go to my favorites, and then go to their website, internal website, to bring up. Then I had to go to enter time. Then I had to go to that day. Then I had to enter that I work from 8 to 12, 1 to 5. Then I had to save everything. And it took like 7 or 8 minutes for me to get to where I could enter my time for that day. Where with a micro app, we can reduce that friction. Now, the best example I can give you for reducing friction is Amazon Prime. Because with Amazon, you can go in there and set up your payment method, you can set up your shipping address, you can set up your preferred shipping method. And then when you're looking at something on the Amazon website and you go, that's what I want, they've got that buy now. You click one button, boom, done. Within a few seconds, you're going to get an email saying you have purchased the item, and probably within just a few minutes, you'll get another email saying your item is shipped and it's on its way to you. Because we want to reduce friction, we want to make it as simple as possible. So having a micro app that I could have clicked on to just say enter my time, and boom, it pops up and says, hey, here's today's day, enter your hours, boom, save, I'm done. That would have saved me so much time and so much frustration. And so remember the purpose of a micro app. It's a small, task specific application that delivers highly targeted functionality. Click a micro app, enter your time. Click a micro app, enter your expenses. Click a micro app, request PTO, or click Flexxible IT's digital well-being micro app and check on the status of your digital well-being. So how can you get access to Flexxible IT's digital well-being app? Well, just go to digitalwellbeing.cloud, fill in just a few pieces of information, tell us you're not a robot, click submit, and within a few seconds, you will get an email asking you to start your 30-day trial. Well, I hope this quick overview of micro apps and how Flexxible IT took their web app to a micro app really helps you to decide that you can benefit from micro apps, and I hope you will take a look at Flexxible IT's Digital Wellbeing app. Thank you very much.